In this free CST video, I'm going to show you step by step how to use mimikatz to dump a Windows administrator password in plain text, this time on free CST. In this free CST video, I want to show you step by step how hackers can retrieve a plain text password on Windows machines. Now before we get started, I know you guys probably don't like to hear rants, but I want to explain a little bit so that everybody understands how this tool is used. Okay, so we're going to be using a tool by the name of mimikatz, and mimikatz basically is a tool that allows us to recover the Windows passwords in plain text through the memory of Windows. Now this tool requires you to have access to a Windows administrator account, which means you need to be on the Windows administrator account for you to be able to retrieve this Windows administrator account password. Now, for example, on how this tool would be used is let's say that the administrator walked away from their computer to go get a cup of coffee, and they didn't lock their machine with a password, and a hacker was able to basically get on that machine for a quick few seconds to run this tool on it. They would then be able to have access to this administrator account's password, and when the administrator is not at his desk, they could easily come in through the night and access their machine and, you know, do something to their machine that could possibly get them fired or blackmail them, or something really bad can happen through this technique. This technique can be used if you basically get what is known as a Metasploit reverse TCP connection to the machine. So let's assume that you did some type of man-in-the-middle attack over a local area network connection, and you were able to get the target user or the machine to the administrator of the machine to run a Metasploit reverse TCP. Then you could use this tool as well while those users are logged into their account. However, we're not going to be doing that part. I'm just going to show you how this tool could be used, and I wanted to give you guys a quick understanding of how this tool works. Now, I just want to say that I've tested this on Windows 10, and this really does not work. It requires a lot more work that I cannot cover in this video, so maybe in a future video I will do a updated video on doing this with Windows 10. But right now with Windows 10, this is a little harder to do, so it requires a little bit more work that I don't think you guys are ready to do. So I'm just going to be demonstrating on a Windows 7 Professional 64-bit Windows machine. I believe this will work with Windows Vista as well, and a lot of businesses are still running Windows 7 Professional. I know a lot of government agencies use Windows 7 Professional as their operating system. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. So this is a clean install of Windows 7 that we're looking at here. Nothing's been tampered with. It's running inside of a virtual machine. I'm going to go ahead and launch a browser real quick, and we're going to head over to the link in the description, which is a GitHub link. So I'm going to go ahead and real quick open up a Internet Explorer browser, and hopefully we'll get it to load here shortly. So like I said, this is a clean install of Windows, so nothing's been tampered with. And we're going to go ahead, close all this out. See if I can open this back up. Oh, Microsoft. Alright, so we're going to head over to Google real quick, since I have to go get it from Google. We're going to search for mimikatz. I'm going to search for mimikatz. You guys already have the link in the description to go ahead and download it. So it'll be the mimikatz on the GitHub. And we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and go to /releases. And I'm going to download the latest mimikatz trunk, mimikatz_trunk.zip. Now, if you're running an antivirus on the machine, as far as Bitdefender or McAfee or anything like that. Now this file will get flagged as a threat, and let me explain why, which I didn't explain. This tool can be used maliciously. I want you guys to understand that the whole purpose of these security tools to detect this is so that the person who is behind that machine knows that this is being run on them. I want you to understand, I'm sure you wouldn't want somebody to be secretly running this tool on your machine while you didn't even know that they were running this tool on your machine. At least you get a little pop-up saying that it's being run on your computer, so you can try to defend yourself against that. All right, so depending on the operating system, I'm going to go ahead and go to the Start menu and go to the My Computer and Properties, and we can get a little sample of what the operating system is. Since this is the 32-bit version of Windows 7, I'll go ahead and use the folder that says 32-bit. So if you're running a 64-bit version of Windows, you'd run the 64-bit, and 32-bit users use the 32-bit or Win32. So we'll go ahead and transfer this folder over. We just go ahead and open this folder up, and if you run the mimikatz, which is this icon here, it'll go ahead and load for you. But first, what we need to do is we need to create a Windows password. I want to demonstrate this for you guys. So I haven't set up a Windows password yet, so I'm going to go through the steps here. I've demonstrated this, so Control Panel, and we're going to go to the user accounts, and we're going to go to user accounts, and we're going to create a password for Uncle Bob, which is an administrator. As you can see there, he's an administrator. So we're going to create an administrator password for him, and the password is going to be freecst.com, and type that out again, freecst.com, and the password hint is going to be freecst.com. Now I spelled it with a spelled out .com. I didn't put a dot for the password, just so you know, because I can't use the same hint. Now Bob has a password now, as you can see, and Bob has to be logged in for this to work. If Bob's not logged in, then you won't be able to run this tool. So it's a demonstration of what would happen if the administrator was away from their computer. So we're going to go ahead and open up the folder, whether it's 32-bit or 64-bit. And here is the mimikatz. So double-click mimikatz bowl. We should have to run this as administrator. If you can run it and it'll allow you to run it as without an administrator, then you should be able to run it without an administrator. Make sure you disable antiviruses before you run this if you're going to run this. So we're going to do the command of test this out to see if it'll work, and it probably won't. So if we don't get a privilege 20, then it probably means we'll have to run it as administrator. So we're going to type in privilege, and I think I typoed that. Colon debug. Dyslexic, so you'll have to forgive me. And I typoed that. That was good. That's what happens when you're dyslexic. I put a D instead of a G. That's good. All right, so there's your error that you see, that you'll see if you don't run this as administrator. So we did not get the privilege 20. So we got an error there. So we need to close this tool out, and we need to run this tool as administrator. And if we center this program here, we rerun that command of privile debug. We press enter, we got the privilege 20 OK. And that's good if we get the privilege 20 OK. That means that we can run the next command of getting the logon password for the administrator account. So we're going to run the second command, which is step 2, assuming you got this far. So I cannot pronounce this, but I'll just, obviously you'll have the command in the description below to type out. So it's command 2. :logon passwords. And once we press enter on this, what this is going to do is it's going to dump all the passwords on the machine that have administrator passwords on them. And we should be able to get the administrator of the account that is logged in, which is which is Uncle Bob. So press enter. You go through the log here. There'll be a bunch of stuff in here. Just scroll up a little bit, and you'll find the password here within the log. So we scroll up, and there it is. Right here is the password for you guys that can see. So let me see if I can mark this for you guys. It's been a while since I've done this. Mark, there we go. So here's the password and username right here for the administrator account. This is the username and password for the account of Uncle Bob. So as you can see there's the password, freecst.com, and then the username is Uncle Bob. And that's basically all you do, as I said. And then you can see it's up here as well too. If you scroll up, you'll find the password for the username that is signed in. And that's pretty much how you recover a plaintext password on Windows. As I said, this does not work without a workaround and some advanced steps to recover them on Windows 10. But hopefully in the future I can do a video demonstrating how to recover Windows 10 plaintext passwords in a more simple way in an updated video. If this video has helped you guys out and you enjoyed this video, become a subscriber to freecst.com and the FreeCST on YouTube. And if you're looking for more videos like this, you can check us out on freecst.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, or like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter using FreeCST for the sites. You can find them on freecst.com. And hopefully this video has helped you out. And if it has, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't like this video, give it a thumbs down. And if you have any questions for me, you can leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them to the best of my knowledge. And thanks again for watching. Everybody have a great one.